Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to Justice League issue number 27 explained, and I hope you guys will enjoy this one. Welcome to Spotlight Tunes also, and it's me Steve, your host. So yeah, let's read it out from WeScienceDCComics.com, and this review is written by Jim Werner, and I'm gonna contribute also from BatmanNews.com. So yeah, let's read it out. The issue opens with everyone up in the Watchtower, and as the Justice League looks on, the kids reminiscence about the good times they had in the Watchtower. I have to admit, they talk the talk. It's some quick fun that turns wonky for a second, and while it's nothing that affected my score, I'm still scratching my head over it. Why would anyone decide to have play cards telling us who the Justice League members are, but not to do the same for the kids that were just introduced last issue? Seriously, I think most people know who Superman and Wonder Woman are, but do they know Jenny and Jason? In the meantime, Cyborg goes off to run some DNA tests, and the rest get down to the big question at hand. Why did the kids come back in time? It's a pretty clear-cut reason, and then comes the fun stuff, finding out who had which kid. This is the bit that had the most people worried, and also the bit that they thought Hitch would screw up the most. Guess what? He doesn't. Yes, Cruz, Jenny and Jason are Jessica and Barry's kids, but all it takes is Barry to ask, how am I gonna tell Iris to make it work? Then there is Hunter. It sure looked like he was Diana's and Clark's kid, but what we find out here is so much better. I won't spoil it, but Hitch does a really good job of explaining what happened while also making me wish we saw much more of future he talks about. The coolness continues as we learn more about the kids and the Justice League's future. My favorites are the Lanterns, Jenny and Jason, but Simon Baz's future is pretty cool too. Then Hitch surprised me once again by tying the current Aquaman and Super Son stories into his in a way that made total sense. Go figure. The story continues with Cube showing the League the dark future ahead, a future where the League disappeared during and left the kids to fend for themselves. That pretty much takes us up to where last issue started, and everything passes the smell test, except that the kids seem to be hiding more than they are telling. The issue ends with Wonder Woman confused and angry, and Batman hanging out in the Batcave when he gets a very crazy and unwelcome guest. It kind of throws a theory I had about the bad guys out the window, but it is brutal fun nonetheless. I really like the issue. Brian Hitch ties the Justice League's kids into current continuity with a Hitch and continues the mystery surrounding why they came to find their parents. The issue isn't perfect though. The kids talk on the Watchtower as if Superman can't hear every word they are saying, and Jessica kissing Barry on the cheek felt a bit awkward, but those are minor things in a story arc that I am really enjoying. I'm also really enjoying Fernando Passarin's art as well, and that is super cool. So yeah, that was the Justice League issue number 27, and I hope you guys will enjoy this comic book, because in this one the storytelling really concludes the whole of the DC universe and what is happening in the Super Sons also. Because if you did not read the Super Sons series, you're just spoiling your comic life, because you have to read the Super Sons story. That is super cool and amazing. That is can't be compared with any kind of situation, because Super Sons is super cool and super amazing comic book. So that is the great thing about this one. So Justice League issue number 27, the Legacy Part 2, they are acquiring the whole storyline with the Superman and the Super Sons. That sometimes it fills me some curious, but I'm also curious about their plans, what will happen next, because if they connect it with the other storylines, that must be some kind of ambition. So let's read it out. Some BatmanNews.com reviews also from Brian Warshaw, and what he's trying to say, who's that on the cover? Covers are covers, I get it. They are not necessarily closely linked to the contents of the book, and it's perfectly fine for cover artists to have a bit of latitude. So that's why I'm gonna say also that check out the cover and find out who he is talking about. Things just don't make sense. Speaking of what's inside the book, it isn't any better even if I ignore the sea of disturbing faces, but there's just too much in here in the writing and the art that doesn't add up. For starters, that's the line. I cannot conceive of a world in which Batman would allow the children of his fellow leaguers to come up and play in the Watchtower. As far as I can tell, neither John nor Damian spend much time up there, even though both have a fair bit of experience fighting crime at this point. A bunch of kids steering through the Watchtower sounds like a fun idea, but not one that would actually come to pass. And that is what happening in the consequences page. And in the last one, the villain has come and Batman is down, and what will happen next, you have to stay tuned in this channel, and you have to stay tuned on DC comic books, and you have to buy them, and you have to read the Justice League issue number 28. So for this one, The Secret of Hunter Prince is coming on the next episode. But till now, stay tuned, share, like and subscribe, and you can be a Patreon. Just link is down in the description below. You can donate and you can support. So have a great day, guys. Adios for now, amigos, and just go to the store, comic book store, and buy comic book and support the comic book industry, and have a great day. Adios.